They put on their card.
All right, let's get seats. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah, slower though. I got something that's gonna bring them, I'm probably gonna have to. But I don't know. Regular deal.
All right. Morning. Go. Now. All right, what did you guys think? Yeah.
Is that you or is it AI?
AI. It's all AI.
That was correct.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
The different languages and stuff like that, and like
And then you look.
how accurate it is too.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Chinese or whatever, and then you go meet them in person, like, you don't know how to speak.
And they ask a question.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some people in trouble if that happens for sure. So be careful, right? With great power comes great responsibility, right? It's one of those things you gotta kind of think before you do something like that.
You know, how can you, seriously though, how can you cross-check that if you're doing another language?
Oh,
Well,
you don't know what it's saying.
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're doing contracts, you're doing real estate, you need to speak the language if you're doing that. I mean, that it's, you can't just wing that. Although, who knows, the future may bring something to where our phones are just it's just automatically gonna translate every single thing we do. We kind of have that now.
Sometimes may not get translated perfectly, so
Yeah.
I would watch legal verbiage.
Yeah,
I mean, for posts and those kind of things, fine, but as far as contractual,
yeah,
we don't know what it's saying or how it's interpreting, it can be misinterpreted very easily.
100%.
Yeah.
In your guys' handouts, so you guys notice, there's all the information about the new branding. So the fact that Danielle talked about the logo brand extension, that's the last page. We also have the brand new important information for home buyers. You can QR code scan these. These are gonna be things you'll be taking to open houses. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff today about the law updates and whatnot. So let's go ahead and kick things off. First and foremost, we want to welcome some of the new people who've joined our office, people who've come back. We got Yes here, Quasi, Matt, Karen, Bromley, and Aaron. So we're so happy you guys are with us.
About time you came back, Quasi.
Our Halloween party, we had a lot of fun. That was Stone Lounge. Stone came in and brought like drinks and or what did he bring? Like desserts too? Tiramisu?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So anyways, he's awesome. If you guys need anything for those foundation clean crawl kind of like projects, those guys are awesome. They'll even take payment at closing. They do really good work. So make sure you hit him up. But we had a lot of fun, and there were some big contest winners. Definitely in the house. But anyways, we will be back at Stone Lounge on December 1st, Friday, for our holiday party. So be on the lookout for more info on that one. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? There's been a lot of media, a lot of news, and even clients are starting to call and ask questions about what is this gonna mean? Are buyer agents ever gonna, are buyers gonna have to pay their own commission now? Or what is going to happen? The good thing is that our MLS is not owned by the Realtors Association. They're independently owned and operated. We've been light years ahead with all of these different updates and laws and changes that we've been doing for almost 3 years. You guys remember the freak out when, we're going to publish what the commissions were. Do you remember? I mean, do you remember? Everyone was freaking out. Everyone like, they're completely like, people are telling me, I think I'm gonna get out of the business. This is just too crazy. And what happened?
Nothing.
Freaking, it didn't affect your business. Now, this will be something different. I'm not gonna lie and say the impact's not gonna be quite like that. It's gonna be different. Agency law has not changed since 1997. I mean, it's been a while. And it's definitely gonna be different, but we are professionals. We are light years ahead of everyone else. We're going to be talking about these changes. We're gonna be talking about the laws to our consumers, not on the first of the year, right now.
Yep.
This is what you guys are gonna have to start doing, is you're gonna have to make when you're making calls to your sphere, ask them, like, so have you heard about the new law coming to Washington? Every single buyer will have to have an agency agreement signed. And we've been doing, let's see, we've had 4 classes now, or 5 actually, including Annie Fitzsimmons' class that we did last month. We've already had 5 classes now on these new law changes and everything. We're gonna be constantly hitting this up all the way till the first. One thing I will say that you will have to do, if anyone has a deal that is closing after the first, you must have the Form 41 or the John L. Scott equivalent agency agreement signed and uploaded into SkySlope. It's a requirement for every single file. And we're gonna have a new checklist item in SkySlope that'll have to go in there. It's gonna be required. Yvonne.
Will that form need to be submitted to escrow and title or to the lender?
You know what? Escrow. I think they're still kind of, just like the lenders, they're kind of like, we're standing back, we gotta see what kind of like how to work through this, because it's so different. Escrow has not been asking for listing agreement, have they? I don't anticipate them doing that, but I don't know, with new law, I don't know what they're gonna do at first.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because I remember our meeting with Annie, she indicated if you don't submit one, and who are we submitting it to? If you don't have a buyer's agency agreement, you don't get paid, so
That's,
there's going to be identifying whether a person gets paid or not.
yeah, I mean, no matter what, the firm, like, you will not get paid. I mean, that's gonna be it. I mean, this is the law. It's done. There's no more, well, I guess I'll sign them up when I finally write an offer. That doesn't work either. And also what doesn't work is going to an open house and they come into the door, I go, hi, welcome to the open house. I'm Eric with John L. Scott. Come on in, sign right here. Like, that is not what the law was meant to be either. So you have to do it right. So we're gonna be continuing more and more training. I will say this, if anybody has any hesitation at all, like, I'm a little worried about this, I'm a little bit worried about how I'm gonna talk about this and have dialogue, I would say the first thing you probably should do is be coming to trainings or watching them that we record and put up on YouTube. And the next thing I would say is get your CNE, get your Certified Negotiation Expert designation. We are actually gonna be here live on the 16th and 17th, I believe. It's normally almost $500. I got it for $299. And also in December, we're gonna have the MCNE, the Master Certified Negotiation Expert course. They've never done them back-to-back months before. So I said, we need this.
You have to have the CNE.
You have to have CNE first in order to get your MCNE. But you're talking way, way, way less than 1% in the entire industry has it. How many CNEs are in the room? It's pretty good. I have heard throughout my career that CNE is probably the one designation that's probably the best for your real estate career. Why do they say that? It teaches you the negotiation tactic. It teaches you why things are, the psychology behind it and everything. And it makes a world of difference. I have seen brokers completely change their business just from this one course.
When is it?
16th and 17th. I'm gonna have a QR code to scan for you guys.
Another thing, another huge value in that is I really think that's where our clients are gonna perceive our value in the future. We're no longer, for the most part, primarily finding homes for them or even necessarily taking them to homes. It's our skill as negotiators and running that transaction for them to pay off.
So if we don't have 20 people signed up, they can't do the course. They're not allowed, they have to have a 20 minimum. I think the last I heard, we were at like 6. And
We opening it up to other offices?
yes,
too? Yeah,
we are
need
opening
to-
it up to other offices after we kind of, I wanted to make sure that
Mhm.
it wasn't gonna be too packed for our people first.
December 16th, 17th, right?
November, it's this month, yeah.
Next week.
I got a
Next
slide
Thursday,
for it.
Friday.
I got a slide for it with the QR code, but Tom Ferry has a short message about this transition as well, about having fear in change. So we're gonna watch this from Tom real quick.
Well, with the news that was just announced in the real estate industry, we're going to see a lot of agents fall into one of two camps: panic, uncertainty, and fear mongering. Do those people ever win? Versus the people that say, boy, this is another one of those moments, like the pandemic, like times during the global financial crisis, where I've got to focus on things that I can control. And what I can control is what I feed into my mind every single day. It's creating that attitude of gratitude. It's making sure that I'm showing up from the mindset of abundance and what's possible. Number 2 is to acknowledge there's going to be always uncertainty in the marketplace. So whoever is reaching out via text and communication to their past clients, to their sphere, we see the numbers in 100K in a 100-day program where 100,000 text messages have been sent out and 5% converted into a listing appointment. Focus on the things you can control. By communicating with your customers, you can unlock more inventory. And the third thing is, I can control improving the quality of my buyer agency presentation to make sure that I can handle the objections, answer the questions, deliver more value, and ultimately earn the fees that I deserve. So I challenge you. Are you getting caught up in the drama, or are you focusing on things you can control? Now is the time. The world needs you to step up. Just like during the pandemic, we got to step up, we got to lead, and we got to focus on the things we can control. Got it?
Good stuff.
Well,
All right, let's go into the market update. You guys have in your handouts, we are obviously in the 6 phases of the yearly housing cycle. We are in November, we are in the winter market, and of course, listings drop off like flies. And everyone is talking about it. So the inventory is very, very low. King and Pierce County, the new listings in the last 5 years for King County. What we always talk about this, right? What's the in the grocery store, in the produce section, it's all about that fresh fruit, the fresh produce. That's where people go, and buyers do the same things for listings. It's always where the new one is. If they see something that's on the market for 30 days or more, what do they say to you?
What's wrong with the house?
What's wrong with the house? Is there anything wrong with it? Probably, maybe. I mean, but most of the time it's not. But this is our industry. This is how things work now. It's all about the new listings, 100%. But look how low 2023 is compared to the past year. Also, new listings year to date. This is King County residential only. The selection is slim. So with that's why our pricing hasn't really changed much in this market to where it's actually gone down. I mean, the market has slowed down for the sales, but it's still being elevated because of the supply and demand. And it's going to continue that way. King County, you have this in your handouts. October 2023, there's 1583 new listings. It's off 30%. Months inventory is 1.68 and price is off 2.22%. It's barely even off. Same thing for condos, 574. Last year we were at 593 at the same time, off 0.37. Not quite as much of a difference. Condos seems to be a little bit more of inventory available. But as a whole, 2.54% for month of inventory. Pierce County, same thing. Look at the 2023 residential new listings year to date, 788 in October. It's nothing. Yeah. Pierce County Residential, 788, it's off 30.45%. And then, pricing, barely off, 530 last year, same time, 535, and 1.93 month supply. Condos, 71 came on in Pierce County for new listings, it's off 8.33%. Price though is 420, it's up 13.82% with a 2.10 month supply. So, got a condo in Pierce County, could be a really good time to actually sell. All right, upcoming events. We got Moose Math who's gonna be teaching, learn about ADUs and investing with us. This is gonna be on November 14th, right here from 10 to 11. Show up in person. It's so great that we've got a community here to where all of our people are, top producers that share willingly, unlike other places where people are like, no, it's mine. I'm not gonna talk to nobody, I'm not gonna share anything. And that's something that I really, really love about this place is just the energy and the people that come here and share. It's amazing and a blessing. Next, here is the CME course for the 16th and 17th. So I would take your phone out and scan that QR code and go to the registration. $299, and you do get all the clock hours as well. It is well worth it.
It's really.
We will send out another email as well, but this is definitely something that you should do.
How many clock hours are there?
It's like 12 or 14, something like that. Yeah, it's 2 days. It's 2 days. This is a national designation. This is not just here.
Okay.
Those clock hours, national designation. You get in the referral network too. I've actually gotten one referral through there and it surprised me. Has anyone else got? No? But anyways, you get a lot of really good material for that as well. And anybody who has their current CME, you can actually email them and you can audit the class for free. You always get to come back. So you need the refresher. I think that's probably the smartest thing you can do. Let's be prepared for January. All right, everyone else, you good?
Where's it gonna be at? In Redmond?
Right here,
Oh, right here.
right here.
Right, no excuse, Abby.
I know.
Right.
All right, Friday, December 1st, we're gonna go probably 6 to 10. It's Stone Lounge in Bellevue. We'll have dinners, drinks, prizes, karaoke, lots of fun. We've got catering already all figured out. We're gonna have some really good food delivered. So yes, you can bring a friend or a spouse. So yes, plus one. Some tips and tricks for you guys. If you've seen the new marketing board that McKenna has done, it is absolutely amazing. There's a whole bunch of new customized pieces she has put together on there. She's done a fantastic job. Actually, let's take a second and actually thank staff today, please.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. They're all day yesterday, all night, putting stuff together, getting everything ready, putting your goodie bags together, getting all the food together, but we are so blessed from our partners and our team. Inside our John L. Scott website, you actually have the agent resources right on our Kent North website. There's a marketing request button. You click that and you can submit straight to McKenna for projects you need. Makes it very easy to keep her organized, know what's coming in and what deadline she has to hit. But I would definitely be using that. Who has heard of online RME? Does anybody use this? I see one hand. Okay, good. I thought this would be a good resource. Huh? It's of everything. You can find a ton of stuff that's recorded. Docs, it's everything. You take your QR code out, you can scan it and get the actual link, but it's a one-stop shop for finding stuff on the property. It is it has all the counties, and it takes direct links to all of the health departments, the things for like your septic, permits, checking the permits, filed on it and records. But once you click and search a property, you can do it either by parcel number or address. It's easier by parcel number. I will tell you that, always search. But it will bring up what is on that property, everything, and then you can click the reports and get the PDFs. So it's a one-stop shop rather than the other websites where you have to like learn something new. All right, with that, we'll have Mr. Aaron Hafner come up for the mortgage minute.
Good morning.
All right, good morning.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, right around, this is what I do in my office all day. Yeah. So let's kind of dive into real fast. So here's kind of where we are with the 10-year treasury on this. And so actually it dropped from yesterday. We're down to 4.55 today, which is great. But you can see the roll up that's been. So if you look over here, this is where we were last October, right? So last October, interest rates were higher. We had the same conversation last year, went down and they kind of spiked back up again. But the Fed's saying that they're gonna keep interest rates the same right now. That's causing, the market really accepted that, thinking, hey, is this the end of it or not? Anyway, there was a rally, which made it great. So the other part too, is that when we're talking about these interest rates, and I took this from, we all met over at yeah. And so average interest rate, 7.75 across since, nineteen, yeah, from, what was that? 1971 through 2023, sorry. So anyhow.
That's AI.
Yeah, yeah. But the cool part is you can take a look where we were back in the 1980s, right? Low 80s. We came all the way through and we had the, 2009, we had the crisis money. The Fed Reserve begins to do the quantitative easing. That went all the way down, and then we had crisis money again in COVID. So within a shorter period of time, we had some pretty low interest rates. And so where we're at today is basically kind of what the average is. So I understand people are surprised that interest rates are higher, but in all reality, this is kind of where we normally would be, right? And then and then that put it in graph form. So here you are. Crisis money was down at 0.53 the 10-year treasury. That's why everyone would get 2.75%. Then everything worked its way back up in October of 2022. We were at the high end, kind of where we are today. Everything dropped back down again, worked its way back up. And so there's a lot of similarities between last October and this October, exactly the same. But the strategies are going to be the same that we used last year as well. So for example, here we are at today's rate, you're on 7.5%, where last year was 7.29. And you can see how we've kind of been around the same, mid to 7, something like that. And then periods of more graph form, so 7.5%, 15-year May 6.86, jumbos around 7.83. The ARM programs aren't that great because they're tied to a short-term rate, and short-term rate's not much higher. So then here you go. Actually, that was yesterday was negative. Today is a little more positive. So smiley face.
It's like Washington weather.
Exactly. We should have frowny, smiley, and flat face. Like you look at the restaurant. So anyhow, but then yeah. So here's what we've done to combat all these things. So the next couple of slides are going to be how do we work around that higher interest rate, because rates are the rates. It is what it is. And so we work around that. Priority home lending, this is what we're doing. So right now we have this rate buster program. Okay, we talked about that last meeting where the rate buster, basically what it is that we will buy down the interest rate for the first year for free for the client. So for example, in this case, we have a $650,000 loan. You do 5% down, the loan amount is $617. Interest rate, say it's 7.5%. Okay, that payment's around $4,300. With the temporary, but with the rate buster, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I know it seems like it's a lot, but how can we reduce that rate for you? What we'll do is we'll do a 1-year buy down. So the first year you'll pay 1% less than the current rate. So the rate's at 7.5%. We'll reduce it by 1% to get you at 6.5%. Okay. Now that payment's yeah, but that's a strategy we use. But then now the payment's $39.03 versus $43.17, or it saves them $415 a month. Okay. Typically, the cost for that would be the difference, the $415 times 12. So the cost is around $5,000 a year for that first year, right? And typically we get the seller to pay for that. But what Priority Home Lending is doing, we're covering that cost of $5,000. So it's right off the top. So the buyer doesn't see it. I mean, we charge them and then we credit them. There's no cost to them. So after that first year, then the rate would go back basically to that 7.5%. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So we are giving the difference between the current rate and 1% below, we're going to give that away for free. We're covering that cost to make it more affordable for people to get off the fence and compete or find the objection of not paying or getting the home because the rates are so high.
Can that be combined with another buy down?
You can, so if the seller wants to buy it down,
2-1 or stuff like that?
if you only offer the 1-1 on this one, we'll pay
The
it.
seller's willing to pay the 2.
Yeah, I mean, if you got the seller willing to pay it, right, then yeah, you do a 2-1, you can do 1-2-3 buy down, or 3-2-1 buy down. Or you can do it for the first 3 years, interest rate would be 3%, 2%, and 1%. And if you get the seller to pay the cost, it's great, it works perfectly.
Can you do it in combination with the?
That's what I'm saying, in combination with that. So you guys can take care of 1% of that.
It's only the one,
So-
we're only doing the 1-0 buy down. We can't combine you can't do a 3-2-1 buy down and compare with this one. It's only the 1-0 buy down for the first term. Okay?
Can you do the refi and 5 in combination with that?
Oh, for sure, that's the next part of the slide. So the idea is, hey, look, what we can do is we can get this down, we pay this cost for you so to make it more affordable. Now, they still have to qualify on the higher rate, right? But that's how we would do that. And so then the other part is, I want to go through, is that just came out the other day, is that for investment properties, if you buy the house and you're gonna live in it, like a multiplex, before you had to do 15 to 25% down, now you only have to do 5% down. Okay? So if you have a bunch of clients who are like, hey, I wanna buy a house, I wanna live in a, fourplex, live in one of them and rent out the other 3, before you had to do 15 to 25% down, now you can do it 5% down. Okay? And you can use the other 3 units to offset the mortgage payment for qualifying purposes.
What if you use your commission on that 3%, then you get, would that work for an agent?
Can an agent use this program?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could, because it's money that's being used, it's earned money that you're putting down for them. I'd have to double check, that's a good question. Freddie and Fannie are kind of a little different in some ways on that, but I think you should be able to do that because you earn the money, not off the commissions. Okay? Yeah, so this is pretty cool. We'll work up some numbers for you guys to show what that would look like, but these are conforming loans. Okay, can't do this on jumbo or anything else. And so the cool part about this is that you can use proposed rental income to offset the mortgage payment. So the mortgage payment is say $6,000. You can use the proposed rental income from the other 3 units to offset that $6,000 to qualify. So instead of hitting $6,000 towards your debt to income ratio, you may only have to hit you $1,500.
Okay.
So those kinds of things. Okay, this is awesome, by the way. So yeah. So that's why it's game changing. So the next part, conforming loan limits in across the nation are gonna go to 750. Okay, so that's anywhere across the country, 750, 726 now, okay? This is not the new super conforming limits for King, Snohomish, and Pierce. We should get those probably at the beginning of December. Next couple of weeks, we will know what that's gonna be. Right now, it's 977.
Go a million.
If we
I'm
go
on.
mill, that'd be great. I don't know if we go that high, but maybe we get something 990 or something like that, which would be great. So those are the big things. We have the conforming loan that's here. We have the 5% down on multiplexes. And then we have the rate buster. Now, the cool part about the rate buster is we got some special flyer that we can customize this. So Leah,
Oh, if you have any listings that you want to show clients what a 1.0 buy down looks like, we can edit it and put it all together for you. Just send us an email. You can show it to them. Yeah.
it's free. Yeah, so can't beat that.
Yeah.
But so the whole goal is that, I wish I had a graph of this, but it's Slim Pickens, right? That's what the name I'm thinking. I can picture a guy named Slim Pickens. But that's kind of what's going on, right? You work so hard to get these clients, you get them off the fence. There's Slim Pickens out there in terms of inventory. We want you to have to be in the best position when you find something that they can get it. So that's what these programs are all designed to do, okay? So then real quickly, we stack everything up, okay? Meaning this. We have a permanent buy down, we have your temporary buy down, right? You have your rate buffer. You got your cash hedge program, which will go over there. Then you have certified mortgage ready, get everyone fully approved ahead of time. Then we can close in 10 days. And then we have the pre-approval payment promise. If you don't close because you've been fully approved, we will pay the seller $5,000. Okay? You can add that to your offer too. And then you have a refi 5. Okay? So the whole idea is to get these rates down, to get people off the fence, and then refi it. So if we do it right, maybe they don't have to pay that 7.5% rate. You give them after next year, like the economist said, it goes to 6%, refi in 5, and they never have to pay that full interest rate. That's the idea. How do we get people off the fence? And if they do find something, Slim Pickens, how do we get them in there so they know for certain they can close and and everyone's happy with that. So that's kind of the idea of what we're trying to do. So give us a shot. This is all the fun stuff that we have a priority. If you have questions on anything, let us know. We're here to help out. We really want to help you guys get through this tough cycle. So we're here. Raise your hand if you know. What is the largest speaking or Spanish speaking city in the world?
Rio de Janeiro.
Mexico City, I think you're in the front. Good job. Number two, how many dots are on the Domino's logo?
Say that again?
How many dots are on the Domino's? What'd you say?
3.
That is correct. You have a two-sided dice and a one-sided dice. And the last one, I didn't know. Who invented scissors? It's not Mr.
Edward.
Anybody else?
Ben Franklin.
No, close. A little bit earlier, it was Leonardo da Vinci. That guy was smart, right? Helicopters and scissors. Who would have thought? If you have any questions, Lee and I are in the little corner there.
All right.
We're here to help you out.
Awesome.
Come see us.
Before we go on to the next thing, let's go ahead and give away our grand prize for drawing today. Someone's going to win a new Donald Scott sign and the name writer or scan for photos writer. So let's, here, you're drawing it this time, you're mixing it up really good. Get in there. All right, read the whole thing. Make it
All right.
defensive.
Here we go. I got a 1,
By next
a
week.
7, 7, 6, 0, 2,
And you gotta be here to.
7.
7. Okay. All right. We will get your name and submit it to marketing for the winnings. Congrats. All right, real estate news, the food drive is going already. It already started. We're gonna have those here. You can also get some of the stuff from Bear Printing and on your My Desk to print out and do your own mini food drive with your sphere. That's a really great way to connect during the holidays and stuff like that. And there is a definite big need in the food banks. So definitely jump on board for that. And then home sale anniversaries, we got the November lists. We're gonna send those out, but you have got to be doing this. Just like we talked about, almost 90% of people say they would use you again to buy or sell. And barely, 15 to 19% actually do. It's because they forget your name in 6 months. It's very sad, but that means you better be talking to them at bare minimum twice a year, which that's weak sauce. I mean, that's just down here. So. I gotcha. So please make sure you are reaching out during those are the easiest phone calls to make is the home sale anniversary and their birthdays. And don't replace it with digital. I know that there's different things you can do for cards and stuff like that, but you got to get phone call, voice to voice or face to face. I love what Rob Nicholson said about, he just goes Popeyes. He does not schedule. He just puts it into his schedule and he just goes. And that is really gonna do the most. And he does fantastic business too from his sphere and database. It's huge. These are in your My Desk. There are ones you can do, but again, please make the phone calls. And there's different ways to connect. There's social media posts you can do. There's email templates. There's scripts, note cards in Bear Printing, and then Popeye ideas in your My Desk as well.
We also have our own home anniversary party.
And that's right.
Ready for you.
And McKenna made our own custom ones that are up on the marketing wall if you want to do those as well. So make sure. And we have some in stock here, right? We got it ready to go. Last but not least, the Daily Connect Challenge is still going. The 20 days, 30 minutes, 100 connections. The group meets every single day. So you are easily, you can join that anytime and just jump right in. And they're giving some prizes too to make it fun. So that is that. What do you guys think? All right, lunch is here. It is time. Sponsored by us.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for everything, you guys.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
All right.
That is all.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Lennox.
Yeah.
Good energy.